I have with me Representative Byron Donnells, Florida 19. Grew up in Brooklyn, New York. He's also the proud son of a hardworking and loving single mother. His mother dedicated her time to instilling him the greatness that requires sacrifice, which drives him as a devoted family man and United States Congressman. Byron, thank you for joining the Rob O'Donnell Show in Northeast Pennsylvania, Joe Biden's hometown backyard, and you're on the conservative radio show, the Rob O'Donnell Show. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be. Oh my God, sorry, it's a pleasure to be here.
That would make us all gasp for a little air, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's you know what? Politics is an interesting business. I'll say that. And, the biggest thing I always wanted to do and see out of all this is just to help, the voters see the issues for what they really are. Not dogma, not narratives or positioning, but what they really are, what that means in their lives. And I think that if we could find a way to get there, our politics will be better for it.
Now, you were part of the whole delay, let's say, for a speaker vote. You were actually nominated for speaker a couple times yourself.
Yeah.
And, I look at that different than a lot of people throughout there. Well, look, the House Republicans don't have their act together. Look at the chaos, especially from people like the Squad, the AOC, I was born and raised in that district, New York 14, her district. If I still lived there, I lived there for 27 years, she would be, my representative. Jake, what'd you say? Can we continue a little bit? Yeah, let's go bypass it. Someone like that, who was very critical of Speaker Pelosi when she was there, the Squad never had the courage to push for the things publicly, openly, to stand on their ground and say, no, we want these things and we're going to negotiate for them.
Right.
Where that's what I saw what the Republicans did. They wanted certain concessions. They wanted certain things brought to the forefront and had the wherewithal to stand there and say, no, we want to be heard. We want these things. Is that what happened? Am I seeing that wrong?
No, that's exactly what happened. I don't know what happened between the Squad members and Nancy Pelosi at the beginning of the 117th. But what I do know is there was a lot of just very left-wing policy that was being talked about or voted on the floor. I don't know what they agreed to. That's their business. I know for House Republicans and House Conservatives, we wanted to make sure that certain key things were getting done, because you have guys who've run for Congress, been in Congress, say they're going to do all these things, only to get caught up in the minutia of Washington, and that's just not good enough anymore. Our country's $30 trillion in debt. Social Security goes insolvent in 2032. We have real issues we got to fix, and you can't do that by just noodling around the edges.
What are the priorities of the Congress?
So first of all, right now is investigations of this administration. We have so many agencies that are really just outside of the scope of what they were designed to do. The big ones everybody talks about are Homeland Security with Mayorkas and DOJ with Merrick Garland. But you have the SEC, the CFTC, the CFPB, the ATF, the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Interior. They're all doing these little things. It just doesn't make the news cycle. Yeah. And so we have a responsibility to do all the necessary oversight of these agencies. The second piece is passing good policy. This week or next week, I think we're going to be moving through a lot of agenda items on energy, dealing with pipelines and how you flow energy through the country. Really important stuff.
Absolutely.
We're going to be talking about financial regulations through the Financial Services Committee. I sit on that committee. So we're going to do the investigations, but it's also about passing quality policy. So there is something that you could say, this is what Republicans stand for. The third piece is going to be spending. The spending bills are going to have to get done. We are going to cut spending. It's just finding out what that's going to look like. And then, everybody's talking about debt ceiling right now, but, we're going to find a way to resolve that too, but it's not going to be business as usual.
Yeah. And all right, we're going to have to leave it there. Representative Byron Donnells, I appreciate you taking time for us in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
That's all right.
I'm sorry for rushing you off the air, but I appreciate what you've done in Congress. I've watched it very closely, and I look forward to seeing you guys continue to push and get answers for things.
Absolutely. Take it easy, man.
Thank you. This is Rob O'Donnell Show on WILK Newsradio. We'll be back in a minute.